Oh,
Hi guys. Oh, Joanne, you're here. I didn't expect to see you.
I'm
Not
just
without
here,
a baby anyway.
just here for a couple minutes because we're getting ready to head over to see our granddaughter again. So
Oh, they're here in Edmonton. Oh no, you're in Kelowna.
we're in Kelowna. We're in
Oh.
Kelowna. Yeah. And
The
she
joys
had
of Zoom.
the joys of Zoom. She had 2 cheek ties done today and a lip tie done by laser surgery.
Oh,
And she still has she had the tongue tie and 2 cheek ties. And next week she has to have a lip tie done.
What is
I had
that?
no idea that any of this stuff even
Joanne,
happened.
all 3 of my
Joanne, what is
grandchildren have had
that?
the same. They
Well-
think it's from taking, what's the vitamin they started giving them in the 70s? Folic acid. They think it might be related to folic acid, tongue ties, and any mouth ties 100 times what it ever was before.
Well, it's really interesting. Well, that's interesting, Kathy, because I had mentioned this to a girlfriend of mine, and she said to me that her mother, who was born in 1923, had a tongue tie. So
Friend
I
of
don't
mine's
know if
father
that
had the same thing.
follows.
I did, and so did my son.
So
Yeah.
who knows what it is, but it does seem to be more prevalent now. But I was, really surprised. And my daughter Michelle was very surprised today when they took Emily in, and here she had cheek ties as well. So they were able
that
to
I
clear
don't
up 3
know.
of them and 1 more next week. And I guess it's a difference between night and day right away. She was playing with her tongue and she could lift her tongue up and move it around. And
Oh, yeah.
so
They can
it's going
eat 10
to
times
make a
better.
big difference to her sleeping and eating and everything else. So yeah.
Good.
So that's a good thing. The discomfort or the fear or whatever is, I think, short-lived. So we're going to be getting ready to head over there in a few minutes. So I just thought I'd check in and say, great to see everybody there. And Liz, I'll have to catch this on the replay. And I hope you guys have a good evening.
Well, do you have any questions, Joanne?
Not at this point. No, not at this point.
Okay, well, that's fine. I just thought, if you had any questions, I'd make sure I tried
Yes,
to
no, I
cover it.
appreciate that. No, I'm good. I'm good for now. So you guys have a good meeting, and we'll talk to you later on. Okay?
Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
bye. Okay, guys, I'm going to spotlight Liz, put her on spotlight, and over to you, Liz, for the workshop.
All righty. Has anybody else got any pre-questions, something they're thinking about, or maybe have a question on, so I can make sure I cover that?
No, start a little bit. It might remind us.
Well, hey, listen, just ask your questions as we go along, and I will answer them. And there you go. Okay. So you don't want to look at me, so I will switch cameras here. There we go. This is the first one I have on my desk. Now I'm going to be jumping around between scales and touching on various things. So it might seem a little hodgepodgey, but that's just the way I am today. So there you go. Anyway, this is a 12th scale Halloween display that lights up.
Lovely.
Okay.
Nice.
There are some quarter scale items in here, but the lights are 12th scale, and they all come out. Oops, wrong way. Sorry. They all come out from holes in the back on the shelves.
Okay.
And I've got the wires taped down. Let me just pull all these out. And then all the black or green, China does not differentiate between the 2 colors. So sometimes we get green, sometimes we get black and red. And you separate them, twist them together, and run a shrink tube over them, and then shrink it down with a candle, a lighter, barbecue lighter. Don't use a hair dryer. you have to get too much heat on a hair dryer and it can burn out your diodes. So, and then this is on a connector. It's run on 2 AA batteries and it's run on a connector. And so you just pull them apart and then you can use the battery on other things, or the connectors come this way. So you can actually light 4, 5 different things from the one battery. You plug this into your battery, matching red to red and black to black. If I can find the holes there. And then you plug various things that you, instead of connecting this directly to your battery pack, you connect it to the single connector. And then again, that gets plugged in like that. And then you can have other things. Now this works wonderful if you have everything on a shelf or close together. For me, it works fantastic at the shows because I can have things along the shelf and I forget that's backwards to you, and all lit up. Okay.
Where do you get those connectors from, Liz?
I buy all my supplies from Evans in the States. So I carry all their products. So you can either buy directly from Evans, or if you want, you can order from me. I sell in Canadian dollars. Don't ask me the prices right now because I don't keep them in my head. And I don't have them on the website. I'm sorry. So it's a case of give me a shout, give me an email, and I can pass the information on to you. Now I'm just going to pull things. I have things here beside me, and I'm just going to kind of pull them one at a time. Now this one is actually a Barbie scale. I think a couple of our members do work in Barbie scale, but this is one of those cheap little houses. I don't remember where I got it. I think I got a string of them somewhere, but again, I just put a light in it and it's not going to. Okay, probably got the battery in backwards. No. Well, it lit for me earlier tonight, but it's just being stubborn now and it's not going to light. But it is very easy to light up your Barbie size pieces as well.
So Liz,
There it is.
Liz, as a reminder to people who aren't familiar with electricity, whether it's your battery on your car, or these little batteries, positive is red, negative is black. That's how the wires
Black or green.
Or black or green, yes.
Yes, yes. And if, like I had, it doesn't come on, switch your battery around. This is a coin cell battery. Okay. And it works great for up to about 5, maximum 6 lights. If you have 6 lights on it, they'll be a little duller than they would be if you only had 4 lights on it. I can run, I have some things. I have a 2-room quarter scale piece that I run on coin cell batteries, and the battery will last me, I'd say 3 to 4 2-day shows, and then I need to change the battery. So it lasts quite a while because you won't have it on for 8-9 hours like I would at a show. So it lasts very well for a small amount of lights.
What size
Otherwise,
are the,
go ahead, Sonny.
what size are the light bulbs you're talking about?
The sizes of the light bulbs. Okay, well, let's go there right now.
Can you turn the house around, Liz?
Oh, I'm sorry, dear.
Thanks.
There it is.
It must be reversed to camera.
Yeah, I must have it on reverse, but there you go, you know. So,
Do
but
you
that's
you
just- Mhm,
you
go
don't
ahead.
sell these you don't sell the little houses, right?
Not this one. I just picked this one up somewhere. It was, you know, something, I think there was a half a dozen of them in a package for about $10 or something from Dessous. And then I just painted, they weren't painted, so I painted it. I took
Nice.
one section of the roof off so I could light it. I actually have the wires coming out the back window
Yeah.
because I couldn't figure out, I didn't want the wires to show in there.
It's very cute.
You know,
Also, one other thing I wanted to ask you. You said not to use a hair dryer. What about a heat gun to
oh
shrink it
gosh,
to
no, never.
Oh, okay.
That
All right,
would burn
thanks.
out your diodes as fast
Uh,
as anything. And the diode is what actually gives you your light.
yeah.
Okay, now I got
Thanks.
my coin cell battery. Now, these are all 3-volt systems. Okay, they will not give you a shock. They will not cause a fire. You can have them in an enclosed area and no worries whatsoever because they do not give off any heat at all.
Mm.
I laid all these down and now they're all mixed up. Okay, let's start with this one. Now I'm just going to hold the battery and put it to these so you can see them. Okay, this is a cool white, which is like our daylight bulbs. This is a warm white, which is usually used inside the houses. These ones here work wonderful on the outside when you got the daylight. Okay, I'll just bring these up a little bit more. This smallest one here is a Pico. Okay, and it is perfect for 1/44 and 1/4 lamps. This one is a nano. It's a little bit brighter, it's a little bit larger. And again, this one I would put in the ceilings of 1/44. And again, they can do for 1/4 scale lamps.
Perfect.
Okay, so those are the smallest ones. And you can see them here. These are all, I'll get it in camera. These are all nano and pico. And I've got it attached to the, there they are. These are all 1/4 scale lamps. And
Very
this
nice.
is run on a coin cell. Okay. Now, if you plug them in to a AA battery, matching red to red and black to black. I'm trying to keep my hands in camera, so if I run out of camera, just let me know. And you see how much brighter they are when you put them on the AA batteries. Now it's kind of difficult to see them. It's not so bad, you come up close.
Mhm.
Oops. Okay, so there's actually 3 lamps lit. I don't know what happened to the 4th one on there. And then these ones are ceiling lights.
Okay.
So that's what the Nano and the Pico work best for. Now, when you're doing them for quarter scale lamps, you do have to be aware of the beads that will fit. The wires will fit inside them. The little bulbs, I'll show you the bulbs in a minute, that will fit inside the beads that you want to use for your lighting. Now, I've done these especially for Maureen, for Tinkerbell. Is Maureen here tonight?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
See, these
Yeah.
are just little, they're nice little lights that would suit your Tinkerbell just
Yep.
nice.
Mm.
Right? And again, it will depend on how many lights you want to put in there as to what battery you would use. But you
Yeah,
can
that
see
makes
this
sense.
this is actually a small bead cap, a bead, another bead cap, and then in there I have, like I have on this one, I have little beads that I usually pick up at Walmart, sometimes Michael's. Is that's getting out of scale. And they're just clear beads that work well in place of a light bulb because your diode is actually sitting on top.
Mhm.
And then when you put a shade on it, like this one, that's what then gives you your light.
Oh.
So
Okay.
cute.
Sorry,
Liz, I just wanted to ask you, do you recommend taking the batteries out of the sockets when you're not using them for longer lasting?
Yes, but saying that, I usually don't.
Just don't want to, if you
So
leave batteries inside a container for years, like I've done, unfortunately, you usually find that they've corroded and exploded inside the container.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well,
No,
you could.
I must admit, mine are not quite that bad, because they're taken to all the shows. So these last 2 years without shows has made a big difference. And I did unpack something today and I went, oh my God, but it had 2 coin cell batteries in it from the last show, which was 2019, because I did the Montreal show just before COVID hit. And they're still working. They're fine.
Yeah, I think
I'm not-
I've just had problems with old flashlights. I dig them out and look inside and it's not very pretty.
Yep, I agree with that.
Well, you could put a little piece of tape, like you say you have a little table that it's on the or a backside. You can just tape the battery to the back when you're not using it. Just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could do, but you know, you have to remember to do that, Trinica, and I just,
yeah.
you know, what can I say? Anyway, this next lot is these are both warm white. This one is a chip. And this one is great for quarter scale ceilings, as is the 1.8. They're also good for 12th scale small lamps, like table lamps, depending on how much light you want, you know, but these are the next 2 sizes up. Now, the chip comes in, they all come warm and they all come cool, but chip also comes in a lot of colors. So if you're looking for a colored light, the chip works wonderful in that. These ones here are 3 mil and 5 mil. And these are the ones that work great in 12th scale. One, they're a larger bulb, but they also do give off more light. And I can find one. There it is. Find one wire and not the other one.
Can you repeat that again, Liz, for 1/12 scale?
3 millimeter and 5 millimeter.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now, oh, here it is. This one here, I've just got it kind of attached to a ceiling type thing so you see it. This one here is done with dollar store, those little bottles, few pieces of wood, long, I have beads of all kinds. You wouldn't believe the stash of beads that I have, but these are long bugle beads. And so there is a 5 millimeter in each one of these bottles. Now, these particular ones are the larger bottles and would go great in a Barbie scale. The smaller bottles will work in 12th scale. These will work in 12th scale too, if you have a nice large room. Now I'm only holding that battery. So if they're flickering, it's because of that. It's not because there's anything wrong with the wiring. But those are all 5 millimeter in there. Okay. Oh, and that Halloween that I showed you, that is all 1.8. Those lights are all with 1.8. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to have to lay it on its back so you can see it. This is a 12th scale room box, and I'm not even sure if that's going to work, but I will pick up the camera. This is a 12th scale room box. Are you still with me? I just turned my monitor off accidentally.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can get this up high enough and in. Woohoo, there we go.
Nice.
Nice.
Now, like I said, this is a 12th scale room box and it's run on batteries. There's a triple light up here. There's a wall sconce there. There's a tiny house in a quarter scale house in a dome there. These two houses here. This one here. And the lamp here has a 5 millimeter bulb in it. And then it's a 5 millimeter bulb on the outside of the hanging lamp as well.
Wow.
So all these lights are run off of AA battery pack.
Wow.
Okay. Now you can see can you see the fireplace going?
Yeah.
That is run off a coin cell.
Oops.
Okay, now I just want to show you here.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me? I don't have my headphones on.
Yes, we can hear you.
You all hear me okay? All right. There's the back of this room box, and it is a mess because this is my teaching box for my in-person shows. I've been teaching wiring for about 4 years before COVID hit, to clubs and at shows. And this shows you the normal wiring. Now this is the copper wiring that we used in the old 12th scale. And these are soldered on. These are also soldered on there. I have used the old round wire that we used in the 12th scale as well. And the wiring is run underneath the roof and underneath the room box itself, although that's not a very good idea. I have learned the hard way. And hold on, there we go. And outside here,
Oh, cute.
I have the lights in the flowers.
Oh, wow.
I know that's an old,
Right.
what, 70s or something, when we used to do that, or at least I used to do that.
Really
So,
cute.
like I said, this is all run on AA battery. It will actually run 50 lights.
Wow.
Now, if you're using, if you have a Christmas tree in there, for example, then that would count as how many lights you have on your tree. That is not one light. That is, if you have 8 or 10 lights, then that's what you count, is the 8 or 10 lights when you're doing it.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
The part that you were just showing us, the soldered bit, was that just to show how it used to be done, or is that part of the actual lighting?
I'm sorry, the room box?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the teaching, what I teach, to show everybody what they can use and how they can do it. If they've got old wiring left from their 12th scale, they can use it up. If they've got a roll of copper tape, copper wire, then the copper tape, they can use that along with the battery lighting.
Okay.
So they don't have to buy anything else if they don't want.
But people aren't using the copper wiring and the copper tape anymore. Everybody's gone to battery, have they?
Oh, no.
No?
No. This is instead of.
Okay.
But the lighting systems for the 12th scale houses that run on transformers can get expensive. And if you're only doing a room box, then you can do the battery lighting, make your own lights, and it is very cost effective.
Okay. I understand now.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so drop them. Just for a little bit of fun, I don't know. I bought these at the dollar store. These are Halloween ones, and they're filled with water, and you freeze them and you drop them in your drinks. Okay, at your parties. And I ended up cutting them at the back, letting all the water come out. I painted them, and then you can put lights in them and use them as those balloon.
No, what a great idea.
Now, here's the snowman. Okay.
Yeah.
This is from the Christmas collection of of ice cubes. Okay. This one here is off a string of tree lights. The normal tree light, your everyday tree lights you have on your deck or around your tree, and the light burns out, and you can use them. And I have glued some seed beads on it and put a light in it. Okay, let me turn it off here, and then you can see it. Okay. So if you like to decorate the outsides of your houses, when you're making a Christmas house or a Halloween house, because you can put lights in these guys as well. And that's just something else you can do with the dollar store stuff. It's amazing what you can use the dollar store stuff for. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Any other questions? Everybody okay? Okay. All right. Now,
Liz, I was thinking about something because it's difficult to see the types of lights, what they look like, and also with the names and all that. Is there any way do you have a chart or like a piece of paper with like a document where you have the name and the picture of the little light bulbs so that we can better see the difference, you know?
I started that, Trinica, and it has just been a very bad week here, and I did not get it finished, but I am going to do that with the lights, pictures of them. I'm going to do up a PDF and I'll send it out to everyone.
Great.
Okay, because it's I know the lights are very bright and it's very difficult to see them when you're on camera.
Liz, would Evans Lighting have that on their website or something?
Yeah, they
I'm
do.
sorry?
Evans Lighting would have that, wouldn't they, on their
They
website?
do actually have it on there as well, yes.
They have all of the ones that you're showing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they have those lights and more, and they do have all kinds of pictures and that showing the differences in the lights. They don't tell you what they're used for because that's up to you, but they do show you the differences in the size, and well, they really can't show the lights, although they do. It's the same thing. It's so bright. It's very difficult to see them.
But I guess we can just go back and listen to the names that you gave the light bulbs, and then we can just take notes from the website, I guess.
You can do that. Yeah. Upside down again. Okay. Now, this is quarter scale, 2-story house. And I have wires coming out everywhere, because this is what happens when you start wiring a house. Now, what I do is I use it. This isn't cardstock. This is actually, let me grab it. I buy this on Amazon. Okay, and it's a watercolor. I think I showed you one of the earlier sessions. It's watercolor paper, and it comes in a pad, and it's some of them are textured, but one side is always smooth. And I use that for my ceilings all the time. because then you can put your lights here on your ceilings and slip it into your house, glue it to your ceiling, and your wires are hidden.
Okay.
Okay. But you have to run your wires to a battery somehow. Okay, so these ones here, now this is planned, this side is planned for a chimney. The chimney will go there. So these wires, which is this room and this side of the room, I have little holes drilled and I have pulled the wires out here. Now, if you find you've got, you've drilled a little hole and it's kind of difficult to find the wires to make them stay straight and through that hole, just thread them on a sewing needle. This is a large headed sewing needle. And then you can put the needle through the hole and pull your wires out. Okay, that's an easy way of getting them through your walls. Now, I do this, of course, before the outside of the house is done, although I usually do have wallpaper and flooring and that in here, no furniture, but I usually have it all wallpapered and everything. But this is a prototype of a house I'm doing, and I've got writing all over the floors because I'm making changes in it.
Is there a certain pound to that watercolor paper you have?
It's one. There we are. It's 140 pound. So it's heavier than cardstock. Cardstock will work, but some of the thicker lights, because the larger, more powerful the LEDs are, the bigger the wires. So cardstock will work for the thinner lights, but not for the larger ones. You will still see the wires through it. Now, this side of the house, I have actually come out the roof of this bedroom up here. And it's going to come out the roof and it'll be covered by shingles. And it will go here to the back opening of the house. And I will tape it and cover it with strip wood so it's not visible in the end. After I've tested and after I have made sure that all the lights work, and then in order to bring it over here to where the battery is going for the chimney, the wires are running all the way across here, which means I've had to join the wires. But the other way of doing it, okay, this one is all decorated and all the wires are run like I indicated. But these ones that come, oh, that's the chimney side. These ones that come out here. Now you can see, you see the line, this is stuccoed, but you can see the faint line where the wire runs down. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. And that's just covered with stucco. Okay. And then across here is copper tape. Under the grass and everything is copper tape. And these wires are soldered to the copper tape. And then they are all soldered. Now soldering is the best way. And they are all soldered. The lights are soldered to the copper tape that runs down to the battery. Now I went to light this house and I have pulled the wire off of the battery. You got a plain wire there. So that one has pulled off. So one thing you need to do is make sure you leave yourself enough wire, because I was just changing the battery and I pulled it off. So that's why I tore the landscaping off so you can see it. Now, what this has is, this is foam on top here. So just cut out the foam so the battery will actually sit in there. And then I have a rock that fits on top of there with the switch just hidden in the garden. Okay, so that's one way of hiding your, there's the switch right there. Just put a little bit of paint on it and that will turn your lights on and off as long as your battery is attached. Okay, you need to think about where are you going to hide your battery. If you have a AA battery pack, you have to think about where are you going to hide that. Okay, now on 12th scale, you can, I mean, you could do a shed outside on both scales. You could do a, you could do a double base, which is what I often do. This is the Enchanted Cottage, and it is sitting on a double garden base. Okay, and the battery gets hidden in this hole up here. So there's pieces of wood holding this up. Just a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them, just to give you the space to hide the battery. Okay, so, and I do that on my 144th houses as well. 144th is the only house that I sell pre-lit. They on request. There's a lot of people who do like to do their own, but on request, I do sell the 144th houses pre-lit.
Liz, I have a question.
Sure.
I noticed that this is Teresa. I noticed that in your prototype, the lights did not have the chandelier or the light, the, what do you call it? The
shades?
Yeah, they didn't have the shade.
Yeah, no. I just did that for you gals.
Okay, but do you not have to put that on before you pull the wires and
this one has shades on it.
Yeah, but you do that before you pull the wires tight and everything, right?
No, on the ceiling lights, I usually put the shades on after. Now these ones, look, this one here, this is a pony bead. Okay. Ones that I favor are these ones here. This is a plumbing part. You get this in, I buy mine in Rona. It's handle adapters in the plumbing department. It's for faucets. And these make absolutely wonderful shades, especially for a kitchen, because with the large hole, they will go over any light and glue onto the ceiling. And of course, with the clear acrylic, you can always stain it. Your markers will will color the acrylic, and that gives you very, very nice lights in, like I said, I tend to use them in my kitchen. But again, it's beads. It's what fits over the lights. You know, and if you've got,
Do you ever try to use, like, do you ever paint the lights with glass paint just to give them different colors?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Now, one thing you do have to be aware of, this is the 5mm. It's also on the 3mm. It's also on the 1.8, I think. The resistors are right there. Okay, so these are thick. So if you want your light hanging down, that's fine, but you can't really get anything in there. So what you do is you hold your light, you take your other hand, and you just gently bend those resistors so that you can lay your wires under your ceiling and your light will still shine down, because where the light shines is at the very tip. So you can't use your light sideways or your light will shine out this way. And that's especially true on the chip and the 1.8 as well, because especially the chip, you need to have it bent so that the light shines the correct way. Now, here's another one that it's a ceiling light. Okay. And again, you put the wire under your ceiling paper. Now I have a ring here. It's just, again, you know, it's just a large hole bead that I have. This one is just a little flower. And I just put it up over the ceiling light. And then this is what you've got, is a nice flower at the top of your light.
The light just shines through it, of course.
I'm sorry?
And the light just shines through it, right?
Yes, because it's a clear acrylic.
So you just use glue gun, I guess, to glue it to it.
Now this one here is a nice ceiling light. These are little resin flowers. They come in all colors. I usually get these from China, about 1,000 at a time. So I always have lots of these. And because the nice flower shape, they do very nice in bedrooms or even on. Now, this is a table lamp, but the shade is quite large on this. It sits on the table in quarter scale just fine, but the shade does make it, it is a large 12-inch shade. Now, some of the other ones that you can, this one here is for one of those lights that face up like this one. And again, they're flowers. So check your jewelry, check the dollar store, look at the kids' jewelry, see what you can take apart and use. Now, when I put lights on tables, I drill a hole in the table so that the wire goes down through the table. Because if you try to put it, glue it onto the table, that awkward wire is just going to spring everywhere and tilt your lamp. And before you can get it glued down, the next thing you know, it's practically on its side. Now, because these small lights, you can use all kinds of bead caps, all kinds of beads. Now up here on the ceiling, this is actually a 3D printed one. And this one's another larger flower. And that one is, oh, that one's one of the flowers that's down there. So you can, you know, you can play with lots of beads, but you just have to look for them when you're out. I have lots and lots of them, but I do not have them on my website. I have to get them together. This again, as you can see, has that little, and this is just a cheap, I think they were about $5 for about 50 of them or 100 of them. And they're actually e-beads. They're the size of e-beads, but because they're clear, I use them as light bulbs. So I have my diode sitting right on top of them. And then this is just a nice little, again, a hanging lamp. Now, on those 12th scale ones, most of them are all made. Because they're all pretty much my kits. And then the houses in there, of course, are all my kits too. When I do up a display for the show, I make sure I use my kits. Now, this is, I mentioned joining the wires if they're too short. These are the rolls of wire that I use. And you cut them to whatever size that you want to make them fit where you want to go.
What gauge wire is that, Liz?
I don't know. It's just called hookup wire.
And where do you get it?
Either myself or Evans.
Oh, hookup wire.
Hookup wire.
Okay.
There's 25 feet in these rolls if you do a lot of wiring. Otherwise, I also have smaller kits if you're only going to do 1 or 2 lamps. And then you can, you know, buy smaller quantities depending on what you're doing. Now, here's the lights that came out here. This is the red one. And I've just got the hookup wire and I twisted it to the wire on the light. And then you fold it over and put your shrink tube on. And then shrink your tube. You do it on the black and you do it on the red. And you cut your hookup wire for as long as you wanted it. Now I cut this one so it would fit all the way over to the other side of the house where the chimney is going to go and the battery is going to be. So I've got these long, long wires to do that. Now, like I said, if you're familiar with doing soldering, you can put your house on a base, put your copper tape, glue it to your base, and solder your wires over here, and then solder these ones over here, and you have a flat piece of copper tape running across here, and you can do that. Now, that is the most secure way of doing it. The twisted wire, I've still got them working, ones that I did years and years and years ago. And my things go back and forth to the show, back home. And believe me, at the end of a show, they just go in boxes. I don't worry about how they go in boxes. I just want to get home after 2 days of standing at a show. I just want to get home. So everything just goes in boxes, and then I take the time when I get home before the next show to sort them out. Now the hookup wire, you need to bare the wire. They have plastic coating on them. And I'm a firebug, not really, but my eyesight, I don't see it very well, but I think that's got it. Right, you just burn them. Scrape it off with your fingernails.
Oh, what a great idea.
Okay, now that will not work with the very small ones because they're only painted on.
Oh,
Okay, the very small nanos and picos are only painted copper wire, so you can't burn them off, but you know, just use a match or that or a lighter, and if it gets stubborn, you just lay it on your work table and run some sandpaper over it. So much easier than anything else. And for the smaller lights, the small thin wires. Now let's get the end of the wire, not the light. Let's see if I got a thing in here. The small thin wires, in order to bare them, all I do is just put them down and sand them, flip them over and sand them, and you have the bright copper that you need before you twist them up. And once you twist them, test them. You should always have a little coin cell battery, these in the dollar store, from Amazon, wherever you want. And they're 3 volt, and you just use them and test your lights to make sure that you have got all the coating off of them.
Okay.
You test and test and test. Every time you do something, test your light, because you don't want to get finished and go, well, shoot. You know, it is very easy to pull these wires out. They're just tiny bit of solder on there to join them to the wires. And these diodes are very small.
can you
So-
repair them if you by any chance pull them?
I'm sorry?
Can you repair them if you were to pull them?
I'm sorry, Trinica, I'm just
No,
in
it's Teresa. You keep saying Trinica, it's Teresa. Can you repair them if you pull them?
So she's asking if you can, if you pull the light out of the LED, will it, can you repair it by soldering?
If you can solder that small, yes, you certainly can.
Otherwise, it's garbage.
Basically, yes. So
Okay.
that's why you always be very careful when you're doing your lights. And that's often why I use the tape. Once I've put the wires in here and I've got the light where I want it, and then the wire, then I'll put a little bit of Scotch tape on it, and that way hopefully I don't pull it. Now black electrical tape won't stick to the wood, especially when it's been stained, because it likes to stick to itself, but it doesn't like to stick there. What I've used here is a fiberglass tape. Now, don't ask me where I bought it. I honestly
Home
do
Depot
not
has that.
remember. And because of the threads of the fiberglass, it's very strong and it will stick. And if it doesn't, just use a little bit of white glue to stick it on, and that will hold your wires in place. Now, when you do something like this, if you don't like the look of the messy wiring, just take a piece of cardstock, a piece of
Fabric.
whatever, and just glue it right over top of it.
Mm,
You know, even well, there's so many colors in papers right now. You know, you can always get something with the brown tones and cover it up. Okay.
I just wanted to say that, Liz, I just wanted to say, I think it's really funny that you, the direct fire on the wires is more gentle than a heat gun would be. That's it. Very
Yes,
interesting.
it is. The heat gun gives off too much heat. And when you're joining these down here, it's not so bad because you're far away from the diode,
Yeah.
but the heat runs up the wire.
Oh, I see. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, whereas the flame just seals the shrink tube, makes it
Oh,
shrink. You
you
see,
know,
and it
it makes,
doesn't run up the wire, because if you put a heat gun or even a hair dryer on high doing the shrink tubes, it will just completely run up the wire, and
yeah, of course,
you
it's
lost
copper.
your light.
Of course, it's copper and it conducts electricity.
Exactly.
But it's exactly, it makes me think it's exactly like a gas stove where, you know, it heats only what the fire is. Exactly. Thank you.
Now, I often just, if I'm doing a lot of wiring, I'll just light a candle,
Yeah, exactly.
you
Good
know,
idea.
rather than playing with the lighter all the time, because I really am not a firebug.
Little
And
tea light.
I'll just use the candle,
Mhm.
because even over a candle, if you want to take the end off of your wire, it's easy to hold it in the
Yeah.
candle flame and then scrape it off. And if you don't have nails, use the back side of your craft knife.
Mhm. Yeah, because you can easily with the nipping knives, you can even easily cut those little things. They're so
Oh yes,
delicate.
they are. The small wires are
Yeah.
very delicate. Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so is there anything else that anybody has any questions on, or
I have a question, Liz, about I've come across like some doll houses that are already have some of the electrical or that tape wire on.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how to go about continuing that on in these houses, or do you have other suggestions?
Well,
is there
the
something
tape
better than
wire,
that?
the problem is the tape wire is usually 12 volt, which means it has to go into a transformer.
Okay.
That's usually the issue. So you need to continue with either the tape or the round wire and attach them to a transformer.
Okay.
And the reason that these that this system is so popular now for all scales is, one, the lights don't get hot, so you can put paper shades on them. Even in quarter scale, you can put or in 1/44th, you can put them enclosed in plastic or anything. They don't get hot.
Okay.
You don't get a shock from them. And they're easily, well, I lost that train of thought. So next question.
Well, I'm glad you
Sorry
do.
about that.
Liz, the one thing that I find really overwhelming about wiring is that I never know where I want to place things like lamps and wall sconces until I've actually got the room sort of organized. And so how can you, like, do you have to plan right down to the?
I never plan. I never.
So,
put marks.
so if you,
I really don't. I wallpaper.
yeah,
And then if I think, oh, I want to put a wall sconce on, I try to make sure I have enough wallpaper that I can redo it if
Okay.
necessary.
okay,
I use a lot of holes to pull my wires to the outside because I can cover it with stucco, with siding, much easier than I can try to match wallpaper and do it in there. The ceilings are easy.
yeah,
You've
they
got-
are.
Use that cardstock or that one. Do put your light in and then run your wire to a corner.
Yeah,
You've already got it under your ceiling.
but what
Run
do you
it
do
to a
about,
corner and
Yeah.
down the corner, and you can take a small piece of wallpaper and paper over it. You can take a piece of strip wood and glue it over it. Bring your wires to, if you don't want to do all that running of wires everywhere, use 2 batteries.
yeah, because what about putting like table lamps on and floor lamps, things like that, that kind of bring the rooms
Absolutely.
together?
Absolutely. I do that all the time. And I do tend to use that connector because I just find it so much easier than trying to hide batteries, and I can place the battery behind room boxes or whatever. Oh, sorry. Well, all right. There we are. Okay.
Okay,
Quarter
yeah,
scale room box done for name day. There is a light outside that window.
A
okay,
little bit up.
Sorry.
A little bit up, please. Thank you so much.
There you go. Sorry about
Very,
that.
very nice.
There's a ceiling light
yeah,
on this side. There's a lamp on the
table.
desk. Where else is? Oh, there's a floor lamp back here in this corner. When I turn it off, you can see where the lights are. See, there's a pole lamp down there. And that is just a combination of beads and a bead cap that is glued to the floor. And that's one of those lights that shine upwards. So I've just got a bead on there. The little table lamp, I have actually run the wire down the far side of the desk and across the floor, drilled a hole in the wall because my wires are all joined back in this alcove and then joined to the connector. So I don't have a battery in this box. Okay.
So,
but wires are all hidden behind that window.
so would you, like, you've got your floor down there, would you hide wires under the floor as well?
Sure.
So you could put your floor in, but don't attach it?
That's right.
And then put everything on and then just mark where you want things to go?
Sure.
And then go from there.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's hard to, especially in our scale, it's hard to light it when you've got it furnished. But you can sit all your furniture in there and, you know, mark it on a piece of paper. I want a lamp on the desk. Okay. So I drilled a small hole in the top of the desk. I'm not moving my furniture around. Or my wiring around. So to drill a small hole means that lamp stays upright. The wire is not going to pull it over. And then I just glued it to down the back of the desk and across the floor. Now I had already put my floor in.
Yeah.
If I hadn't have put my floor in, I could have drilled a hole in the floor and ran it between the floor and the base.
Right.
But if I wasn't going to have a base, then you might not want to have it underneath because it's too easy to catch.
Right.
Okay. And the ceiling, you see, I've got that cardstock up there for my ceiling light. My floor lamp, the hole is right behind the floor lamp because again, in this alcove is all my wiring. And then I just drilled a little hole back here.
Yeah.
And had the connector come out.
Great.
Okay, really good.
Now the batteries with the connectors cost a couple dollars more. The connectors themselves are only $2. It's well worth it to spend the money and use this, because then you can plug it in and the battery can sit back out of sight, out of the way. You've got a switch on the battery to turn it on and off. Oops, wrong camera. You've got a switch on the on the battery to turn it on and off, you know, and you just unplug it or turn the switch off. And if, like a lot of us, where you have 2 or 3 displays on a shelf, you can join connector to connector and you can have one battery pack and have them all connected up. Just unplug or turn off the battery and turn it on when you wanted to have them all lit. Now you know, the same goes for on the 12th scale items as well. You're basically doing the same thing. You're just different lights. This is the 12th scale floor lamp that has shelves in it. When I first made this kit, I made wooden shelves. I have since decided I'd like acrylic shelves in them. And my bulb is in there, 5 millimeter. There's a hole in the one piece of wood and the wire comes out here. And I have shrink tubed it because this item is black. And all I do is glue that all the way down there. And then I put a nice finishing piece of wood on it. And then because it gets glued all the way down there, then it can go where I want. Now, we have all our lights. You see the cords everywhere. You can do that in your doll houses as well. If you don't want black and red cords, cover it with shrink tube. You know, I didn't shrink it. I just used it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Why would you not shrink it though? Like to make it stick?
Because when you shrink it, it sometimes goes thin and fat. And I just wanted this absolutely even. I didn't want the things to go. Find one that's shrunk. This one must have them shrunk. No, I left them there so that I could show you. I haven't shrunk many of these because I wanted to show you. No, at this moment, but when you do shrink the tubes, they do go fat and skinny. Unless you've got a very steady hand and you get it first try. But don't forget, you've got twisted wires and you've got it folded over. So you automatically have a bump where you fold it over your wires. So your shrink tube can look funny.
Okay, but how do you get those tiny little copper threads like through such a large piece of or such a long piece of shrinking tube?
Oh, this one here, it's not, they're not very large. That's 5 millimeter.
No, no, I meant the piece of shrinking tube was probably like, what is it, 5 inches, 6 inches long?
Yeah, but it just threads on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, see? You just push it on. It's just a little tube. The other thing, you know, is straws from the drinking boxes.
Mm.
You can always put your wiring through the straw, paint or wallpaper your straw, and glue that in the corner of your room. Because it's especially wallpaper, you never notice it. And then your wires are hidden that way.
Yeah, there's many ways.
There's a lot of ways to do it when you think about it. You know. Anything else?
You do it as a downspout on the outside of the house.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You run it under your shingles, you know, and then down the corner of your house.
So Liz, did you say that you sell wiring, electrical stuff?
I sell all kinds of it, Mark.
You just go to your website then?
No, I do not have it on my website because I sell in Canadian dollars, and people, especially Americans, they look at it, they don't realize it's Canadian dollars. They see the larger amount than what they can buy at Evans. Because with the exchange, with the freight, of course, it is larger.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably just about double what Evans prices are. But they immediately think US dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though it says CA, CAD.
You know what? People don't
Sorry,
always
I'm
read.
just saying American.
I know. I have the same problem on my Etsy site. I sell that in Canadian dollars too. And until people check out and they go, what? You know, because it's a lower amount than what's on there because the exchange in the money, you know.
Maybe if you spell it out Canadian dollars, maybe they'll realize it. Just for the slow.
But because I do so many shows, and I felt I couldn't put this on my table at a Canadian show, basic room box, $20. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't put it at $20 US on my website. So I put it at $20, but it's Canadian dollars. I'd never be able to keep track of it, number one, especially if I did the exchange and put it on for like 16.25 or whatever. I'd never remember that. And
plus the dollar keeps going up and down too. Like
I know. I don't even know what it is right now. I know I've got to put a wiring order in, and I don't even know what it is to.
A good site if you need to see a quick exchange, Liz, is to go to xe.com.
Yeah. Now you should go to Bank of Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But,
you know,
I made the opposite choice on my Etsy site. I put everything in American dollars, and tell Canadians not to use my Etsy site to come to me directly. And also, and actually, there's a deal on it because if it says $20 American, they will get it for $20 Canadian. So in effect, I'm giving Canadians a discount as well. Because let's face it, 95% of my customers are American.
And that's it, Tina. Whereas because I do so many shows, except for QC, my customers are Canadian.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I mean, QC is the opposite, you know. So I always go, oh God, okay. Like name day, I'm going to sell this, you know, and then I have to, you know,
convert it
around and tell Janet, you know, what I'm going to sell it for because everything goes US dollars there. And it's the same on the name site.
Yeah.
You need an assistant, Liz, for all this crap.
God.
This is not the fun part.
Oh, I know. I'm telling you.
There's those spools of wire that you had. Do you have any that are white? Or are they just red and black?
No, because they come red, and the only white wire would be the tape wire, or sorry, the roll wire for the old 12th scale. And you can use that, but you have to.
No, I'm not
figure out-
talking, yeah, I'm not talking about wiring. I'm looking for really fine wire that I can use in a kit to make something else out of, but it's got to be really fine. And I want the white so that people can color it.
And is the
I don't even know what to call it.
The cloth covered wire.
Well, it feels like plastic to me, not cloth.
The cloth covered wire that I have used is easily painted.
But how fine is it though? See, that's what I noticed was the fineness of that red and black wire, and I don't even know where to look for it. And
No.
I'd like something that's that fine as well.
And you see, that's like a florist wire, and they're always green because the 32 gauge florist wire is green.
But that gauge of the hookup wire, that looked smaller than 32 gauge, didn't it? Oh, you
No.
think it's 32 gauge?
I'm not sure what gauge it is.
You could paint that wire, Marg, if it wasn't being used for electrical things. You don't care if you paint.
Well, yeah, but it's quite a dark color though. So if people
Yeah, you
wanted to
see-
use the yellow, I don't know how they would paint it. So that
Yeah, you
is
see, this is the
that's 32
32
gauge.
gauge florist wire.
And how does it compare to that hookup wire?
The hookup wire is pretty doggone close to it.
Okay. Okay.
No, but then you've got red and black. That's the only colors it comes in, and it is plastic. So
yeah,
it's even harder to paint.
It might stick to it though.
If you guys use chalk paint, it sticks on plastic and anything, metal, anything.
But it's thick, Teresa.
Yeah.
Well, can you not thin it out? I don't.
No, I meant it's thick
No.
wires. Margaret's
Okay.
problem is
Yeah,
that-
but if you're talking quarter scale kits, Trinica, that, even painting it.
no, and
And,
it is for a quarter scale kit.
Yeah, of course it is. If you're doing it.
No, actually, I'm doing a 12-inch or a 12-inch, 1-inch scale kit for the club next month. But I also want to do the quarter scale kit to go along with it.
Of course.
And that's where I'm running into trouble.
So Mark, could, with doing any of your 3D stuff, you use a primer paint that I've bought some primer paint. Have you tried that on the plastic, since it's for plastic and resin?
Yeah,
Like
I
your
don't
box?
know, because what I want to do is make paintbrushes. And so you've got this really fine paintbrush. The more paint you put on, the thicker that the end of that brush gets, and that's not what I want. So
Now,
I was
have you-
thinking of using just felt pens on them, and they would give it a color, but not put a thickness on it.
Have you tried just using thread, Mark? Like when I do
Actually, I
my
never even-
vines in landscaping, I use the upholstery thread.
That's a
Okay,
good idea.
but that's too thick for what you're thinking of. But thread, because once you glue it, it's stiff.
Yeah.
And that's what you do.
Isn't it funny how you get stuck on one thing? And
Yes.
I never even started looking, but no, you're right. And I've got some
don't have to use
heavier
wire.
yeah. No, I've got some heavier thread.
Right. And even the finer sewing thread, if you need it that fine,
Mhm.
you know, because if you use the white thread and you put a little bit of white glue on it and leave it, it will dry stiff.
That's
And
right.
you
it
can
does.
cut it and glue it and,
Color
you
it
know,
anything you want.
try that.
Good idea, Liz. I will.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
I know I use all kinds. I use the butcher's cord. I use the quilting thread, the upholstery thread, all that stuff when I do my landscaping, do the vines and everything. Because
Yeah.
I just with the green paint or the brown paint, and it
Yeah.
stiffens it right up, and
It
and
does,
yet
yeah.
you can still
No, that's a good
cover it
idea.
if you want.
Okay.
Liz, I actually also use very skinny wire, and then I use the chalk paint, which it doesn't give a lot of thickness to the, because it's if it's for the greenery stuff, right? You can actually do that, but
Yeah.
or if you have one of those pieces of wire that has like the thin paper around it, you can actually like just paint it a different color with the acrylic paint or a marker.
I mean, there's also artistic wire. I mean, you can buy very thin colored artistic wire, but then you're into money.
Yeah.
And
No,
you know,
and I've got tons of thread. And embroidery.
try it with the thread and see. That
Well, that's a
just
good
might be
idea.
your answer. Yeah.
Marg, I've got a ton of very fine white wire that I use for basket making. I think it might be 30 gauge or 28 gauge. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's very thin.
Okay. I'm tied up with the condo meetings tomorrow, but I'll give you a call Thursday morning. And I'll talk to you about it then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm getting some ideas. Anybody else have any ideas?
What kind of paintbrush are you talking about? To paint a wall or an artist paintbrush?
No, an artist paintbrush, because my workshop is building an easel.
Oh, then thread would be perfect.
Yeah, it would be. It would be really good. I didn't have any trouble with the 1-inch scale. But when you bring it down in scale down to 1/4 inch, you just want the illusion of a bunch of paintbrushes sitting in a jar. That's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you need it for. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm going to paint with them.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give everybody painting
Everybody
lessons.
look at Trinica's ceiling fixture behind her head. Isn't that a marvelous light that would be in your dollhouse roof?
I've got to go on to Valerie.
Yeah.
See, where's Trinica?
I don't know. I haven't found her yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you got on your roof, Trinica?
Yeah, see how the light radiates up against the ceiling?
Yeah.
No, that's pretty. Huh, what is it?
Yeah. It's just crystal beads in a frame.
Oh, neat.
Oh,
No, it does throw a nice pattern on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of these days, Liz, I'm going to call you up to have you show me how to wire the clock.
Yep, anytime. Just let me know, and I'll we'll do a Zoom session and I can show you.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys record it so we can see it? It will be awesome. Like that would be really neat. And if you don't mind, also at least the electronic part.
The problem is with the recording is they're out there for the world to see forever.
I can show you a
just
way to
us.
send it just for the club.
All of the club videos are only accessible via our own website.
And is it just for club members only, though?
Yeah.
Not exactly. It's for anybody that has the link. And to get the link, you'd have to go through our website.
It's unlisted, so.
It's unlisted. You can't find them on search engines.
Yeah.
So they're kind of semi-private, I guess.
Yes, because I've seen yours on the Book Nook group, Tina, and a couple of them.
Yeah,
Another group.
my own personal ones I put up as public.
No, the ones you've done for the club.
Oh, the Book Nook ones did go up as public.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that are private though.
Yeah.
That was a great workshop, Liz. It
Yeah, it
was.
was really good.
Absolutely.
I will put together a bunch of stuff for you, girls, and I'll send it out. And that on a PDF, and then you'll have sizes and more information and that. So just give me a
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Liz.
Liz, I have a question before we go, please.
Sure.
It's regarding, because I don't work in quarter scales. I only do like 1 inch or half scale. And is there anything else to light a room box or a house besides than the this tape wire? Like, is there other suggestions? Like, because it seems that the ones you showed us tonight would work better for quarter scale. Or
except
a small
for the room
box.
That's all 12th scale in there.
Okay.
But do you have the lamps that you want to use? Are you going to make the lamps?
No, I don't have anything yet. So that's why I'm not.
What is the theme of, are you doing a room box?
No, like there's houses that
Okay.
some came that already were, some were had some of the tape wire, but I don't know if it's completely finished. So I've never worked with that before, so I don't know if that would be the best avenue to go with the transformer, or if there's another avenue that I could do with kind of the battery pack and like lights or something.
Well, you know what I'd honestly suggest, Teresa, is why don't we privately get together in Zoom and let me see what you have. Okay. Let me show me what you have. And I can probably better advise you then.
Okay.
I also want to say, Teresa, sorry for interrupting, is that my Alex in Miniland, he has lamps where the battery is inside the lamp. There's just a tiny little switch, and you just stick it on the ceiling, or you just put it directly in your room box, and you switch it manually inside the room box.
Yeah, I know those are fine. But if I'm looking at a bigger area, so I wasn't sure what would be. Yeah, because I've got some of those little ones for a small one, but.
And then there's also at Lee Valley, Tina and I and somebody else years ago, we went to a little mini workshop where you can get these LED strips. Say it's like in a box, and you're just putting the strip at the very top and lighting in towards the room box. You can put a little trim so that you don't see it, and it's just a strip that you just put on. And you have to know how to connect it, but it's fairly simple.
An LED strip or something.
Yeah, and they can be replaced if they ever burn out. You just take a strip. They come in strips of 2. You can just take that strip out. It's really easy to repair. Apparently, so.
And that's through Lee Valley, you said? Or?
Yeah, but wasn't it Lee Valley, Tina, that had those?
But you've got to watch what voltage
those are the ones
they are. Yes.
Okay.
And because the thing is, I stick to the 3 volt so that nobody gets confused when they buy off of me at the table. The strips like this are 9 volt. So now you're mixing 3 volt batteries, 9 volt batteries, and yeah, so it sometimes is a little bit much. So you do have to watch that.
It's generally not a good idea to mix your messages.
No, I don't think I'd want to do that.
No.
Just one thing is the most simplest way. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
and I think that's the easiest if we just let me know when you're available, and because I'm not sure if you work or not. And then we'll just have a private Zoom session. You can show me what you've got and that, and You know,
Thank you,
you
Liz.
can try and fit your things under the camera.
Oh, boy. Thank you very much, Liz.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Awesome teaching.
Any other questions? Just email me. No problem at all. I'll help you best I can.
Maybe it's, Liz, I was just thinking at our next garage sale, maybe if you have time between now and then, you can make a little show us a little about the little beads that you have, since you have so many of them, maybe. And if somebody wants to buy them, they know what you have. Only if you want, you can think about it if it's a. If you like,
I know you
it's easier than put it up on a website at least.
Yeah, it is. I really need to get a lot of this stuff up on the website, but I just seem to run out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really do.
I know that feeling.
If I could just make a comment, I personally really like Alex's single battery lights. 1/12 scale. However, I will only use them if I've only got like one fixture in a room, because if you have a whole house and you try and light them with those lights and you have no switch to turn it all on, light off its magnetic back, turn it on, stick it back up, find the next one, turn it on, stick it back up. It's too much. Sometimes you just want to be able to switch.
Yes.
That's true. That's true, Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye, everyone. I'm going to go. It was
Bye, everyone.
good, Liz. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.